Emotions are something that a lot of people have a misconception of. So we're going to discuss and break down what truly the emotions actually are. They are more than just chemicals within your physical body. They are more than just hormones. Emotions are energy. They have a physical manifestation, which is a chemical reaction in the brain, and they are an etheric astral energy. Okay. Emotions are a creative force given to you. They are what makes you become something before you have it. They carry magnetic attraction. So with this understanding, your emotions are no longer a reactive thing. They never will tell you your true things as an emotion, what an emotion is. I remember being in infant school or whatever you want to call it, they were teaching you what the emotions are. And they told you they are just things they're just reactions. By living in a very reactive mindset and an emotional reactive person, this causes chaos in your life. Emotions are very chaotic if you do not know how to control them and what they truly are. You see, we've all been brainwashed into thinking we are just physical beings. We are just these the apes that evolved over time into human beings. This is completely wrong. We are in an intelligent design. You're in an intelligent body. You're an intelligent consciousness, and you have an intelligence within you called emotions, which you can use to attract things to you and to become things before you physically have it. So they are a creative force. That consciousness you have inside of you is a creative consciousness. It's an ever expanding consciousness, which is God. The whole point of you being in this physical world and having consciousness is creating. You cannot not create. It is impossible for you not to create something. Your whole life you have been creating. Before you kick the football, it's a decision made within the mind. You then created this action. You are a manifester. Okay. So your emotions should be used, they should be controlled as a tool to create things in your life, to become the reality before you physically have it. Fear. Fear is an illusion and it is a bondage. It keeps your mind stuck to three-dimensional awareness. If you try and astral project, you will not astral project if you are fearing. Why? Because fear and negative emotions, all of the negative emotions only exist in a world of time, and that is this physical plane. You cannot transcend this plane. Your mind cannot function on these higher planes with these lower three-dimensional emotions in your mind. Fear is a bondage to the physical body and it enshrouds your soul. It enshrouds your body. It locks you. Okay. This is why the news, this is why the food is all laced with chemicals and the news is constantly pushing fear because they have to keep you in a fear state to keep your central nervous system in fight or flight mode. And they have to keep your mind in three-dimensional awareness because once you realize that you are not this physical body, you are something that transcends this physical world, you will wake up and you will no longer abide by this system that we live in. Okay. So fear is the biggest tool that they are using to oppress you. Fear is the biggest bondage. Okay. It keeps you locked in a box physically, mentally, and emotionally. So, emotional effects on the body. Emotions have great impact on the body, the immune system, the brain, and every single cell and the water structure in your body. Hatred and negative Hatred and negative emotions impacts the nervous system, immune system, and endocrine system negatively. Extreme emotions trigger the release of stress hormones in the brain. So, what's that tell you? The emotion is there before something is triggered in the brain. You feel the emotion because emotion is energy. And then the release of hormones are triggered within the brain. So, like I said, everything begins spiritually, everything begins in these higher planes. Everything begins in the mental, astral, etheric, and physical before it manifests physical. Over time, these stress hormones lead to increased inflammation throughout the body, resulting in significant health consequences. You could eat the most amazing diet in the world. You could eat the most pure organic sea moss, the most pure organic apples and watermelons every day. But if you have a negative mind space and a negative emotional state, you will create negativity in your life and you will create a disease in your body. This is how powerful your emotions are. Why? Like I just said, everything begins in the higher planes before it manifests physically. Okay. And when you keep feeling these emotions over and over again, you are impacting your subconscious mind, which will constantly create repetition in your life. So emotions are very, very, very powerful and they impact your body. Stress can cause you to lose your hair. It destroys your body. Like I said, everything that begins in these mental plane and these higher planes happens below. As above, so below. This is why Jesus turns water into wine. Water, what is water? Well, water is feminine, which represents the emotional side of a human consciousness, of all consciousness. It represents the emotional side of you, the emotional aspect of you, the water, which is also the moon. That's why we call it a mood and the moon, because the moon is feminine, represents emotion. Okay. So water and earth is emotion. So when it talks about water into wine, we're talking about emotional alchemy, which stems from the mastering of self. All religions stem from the master of self, the mastery of the self. That is where all religions stem from. All religions stem from the mastery of the mind, the emotions, the thoughts, and the body, and the stars, the study of the stars. Every religious text has something to do with the stars because they are very important. But today we're going to focus on emotion. What's the wine? The water into wine. The water is the emotion. The wine is the transmuted emotion. It's emotional alchemy. It's alchemy, this is, people. It's what the Bible is talking about. It's talking about them negative lower carnal mind emotions being transmuted into positive ones that bring benefits to your life, that attract better things to you, and controlling the emotions. Because when the emotions are not controlled, you attract negative people, you put out negative vibrations, you attract that back, you are destroying your body. That's why the Bible says the light of the body is the eye. If thy eye be evil, thy whole body will be filled with darkness. That's what it says in the Bible. It also says if the eye be single, thy whole body should be full of light. But then after that, it says, if thy eye be evil, thy whole body will be full of darkness. Why? If your mind, your emotional state, your spiritual state is negative, your whole body, your whole life will be filled with darkness. You will be chained by your emotions. You will constantly live out of this animal state, this emotional state. Every time you feel sad, you will, fall into this trap of the emotions. So it's so important that we master the self, master the emotions. And we do that by changing the mindset that you have on life. Okay. What you must understand is that your mind is the director of energy. It has the power to create, it has the power to focus energy. Attention is energy. Where attention goes, energy flows. If you are placing attention on negative things, let's say you break your leg. Okay, this is a bad situation. Don't get me wrong. It's not nice that you broke your leg. However, there is a positive side to that. What's the positive? Well, now what's a good positive? You can now sit down, you could read the books that you've always wanted to read. You now have time to do something else productive because you can no longer walk. There's always a positive to the situation. And when you're using your mind to direct the energy into the negative route, the negative dual side, you are constantly digging yourself a hole, creating more and more negativity in your life. The law of cause and effect. So we must transmute this negative aspect, the water, the emotion, into wine, into a positive emotion to attract better things to us. Why? Because emotion, you attract what you are, not what you want. Emotions is energy in motion. Your emotions create a massive impact on this electromagnetic aura you have surrounding around your body. I have many videos on this, so go and check them out if you don't know what this is. So the emotions create energy. It puts energy in motion, emotion, energy in motion, which is spiraling around your electromagnetic field. And this field is what determines what is attracted to you and what is not, and what people, what animals, everything. Okay. This field, before you have an illness, the illness shows up in your field energetically because as above, so below. What happens in the field happens in your body, happens in your life. The positive emotions that you feel creates a more stronger and bigger field extending up to 9 feet in circumference. So when your field is in a positive, high vibratory rate, this is when your field has more impact on matter. Why? Because what's matter made out of? These fields. These fields create the physical world. It's the real atom. You yourself are a giant atom, and you can control your atom to create the world around you through your emotions. So if someone's crying and you go and walk next to them and go talk to them, that negative emotion is going to rub straight off onto you because emotion is energy in motion. It's casted throughout your electromagnetic field. Your inner world manifests your outer world through the heart. The emotions are felt in the heart, casting out into energy vibrations through this field. Demons is just another allegory, another myth about emotions, another metaphor about emotions. D meaning negative, mon meaning moon, the negative moon, negative mood, negative emotions. Moon is feminine, it represents emotions. Demons are something that possess you. What possesses your mind? Emotions possess you. It's a metaphor. Don't get me wrong, spirits do exist, but a lot of the allegories about demons is all about the emotions and how they possess you. They possess your mind. They take over your mind space. They take over your body, how you feel, how you think. So this is why emotions are very, very, very powerful, and we need to use them and control them, utilize them to create it in our life. Instead of them being reactive, we can use them to pull things to us. Instead of, you know, the emotions that we should be feeling mainly is love and abundance and joy and all of the positive ones, all of the positive emotions that transcend the physical world. Because fear, hate only exists in this physical plane. The higher planes of consciousness, these emotions don't exist. That's what sin means. Sin means emotion. Sin. That's what a sin is. It's a negative emotion. It's an emotion that exists in time. That's what a sin is. So you must control these emotions. You must, and how do we do that? We do that through meditation. And like I say, meditation is a massive, massive part of. I don't like using the word meditation because people get thrown off. Just turn off your mind. Sit in silence. Be at one with yourself. Sit in silence in the dark. Turn off all the lights and sit in the dark with yourself. and just let the emotions and let the thoughts pass by like the clouds. And when you let them go, they will sooner rather than later, they will go. And then you will just be just left with the consciousness, that pure awareness. The reason why they told you to be scared of the dark when you're a child and programs that into you through the movies and Hollywood is because they don't want you sitting in the dark. When you sit in the dark, there is a light shining within you, that pure consciousness. You no longer can see your body. You no longer can hear the thoughts and the emotions. What is left when all of this is stripped? When the body is stripped off, when the emotions and the mind is stripped off, you are left with pure consciousness. And that is what they don't want you to figure out. Because when you connect with that, you can transcend this physical world. You can do all sorts of have mystical experiences. So yes, emotions can be used to attract things to you. When you think, you are visualizing, and when you feel, you are becoming. So you can think and feel on a daily basis of this reality that you want, which I teach in my Manifestation Mastery course 2.0. You have access to this in the university, so make sure to check that out. I'll tell you how to use your emotions, thinking and feeling, visualizing, becoming that reality before you have it. This will train your mind, because why? Your brain does not know the difference between an imagination and a real reality. Your brain does not know the difference between an imagination and a real reality. So if you become that reality in your mind with your thoughts and emotions, you are creating, you are becoming, you are tricking your brain that this has already happened. And what will happen when you create them neural pathways in your brain will subconsciously create that, somehow try and figure out to create that neural pathway into a real physical reality. And that's how it works. So I hope you learned a lot from this lesson about emotions and what they truly are. And the last thing I'm going to say is love. Love is the unifying force. Love is the unifying emotion. Because, like I said here, this image shows 1,000 words. What we all are is one observing consciousness expressed in thousands, if trillion, if not trillions of different bodies. What's in the squirrel is inside of you. It's consciousness, it's self awareness. And this consciousness is divided through fear and hate. And that's why they push fear and hate onto you so, so much. And they place you in different postcodes with different football teams and different basketball teams. And they send you different schools, and then different schools compete with the other schools to cause division. It's all about causing division and causing hatred towards others. Why? Because love, we all naturally love when we come here. When a child is born, you can see the love in its eyes. It loves everything. But as it gets older, it starts to become darkened by the matrix, the system, this dark spell that is casted upon the minds. We all need to learn how to love, because this is the unifying force that brings all of our consciousness back to one unified team. And when we figure out that these elites are literally, there's probably, they're compared to the population, there's way more of us. And if we all started to love each other, why would we need them? So, anyways, I hope you all learned a lot of this lesson. Thank you all for joining the university. I look forward to teaching you more. Please let me know for anything that you want, as because you have joined, I want to make sure that you are happy inside of this university. And I want to make sure any question you have, I can answer, I can research for you. Okay. Thank you all. Have an amazing day, people. Lesson two, planes of existence. These planes are all aspects of your mind. They are in you, they are outside of you, as above, so below. The Godhead is the sole purpose. This is how spiritual manifests into physical. This is the process that the universe goes through in creating the physical universe. So it starts with the Godhead, the sole purpose, then the mind, then the astral, then the etheric, then the physical. Everything is mental, everything exists in the mind. These dimensions are not separate. They're all dimensions within your mind. They're different vibrational states, pretty much. So the mind is the realm of thoughts. This is where thoughts reside. There's no form to a thought. It's invisible. There's no physicality to it. It's the most lucid. The higher you go, the more lucid it is. The lower you go, the more solid it becomes. Okay. So the mental plane is the most lucidic. So the mental plane is the thought alone. The astral plane is the imagination of the thought. This is where the thought forms manifest into some sort of form. Not physical form, but some sort of form, lucid form, like dreams. Then it goes to the etheric, then physical plane. The etheric plane is the blueprint. It's like a blueprint of the astral and the physical form. It's basically the realm of energy. This is where energy is and frequency. And then the physical plane is where physical manifestations happen. So essentially, this physical world is a product and the world of effect. Everything goes through this is a world of effect. You can't change this world by manipulating it physically. You can, but it's not going to last long. It's not long term. This is where we get the saying as above, so below from. You change the higher planes, you manipulate the lower planes. If you manipulate the astral plane, you manipulate the physical plane. This is a mirror effect. You manipulate the mental plane, you manipulate all of the planes. So these planes are how things manifest into physicality. Everything starts in the mind, then goes through the astral. Now, the higher, middle, and lower astral are the vibrational states of the thought, because remember that the mental plane is the thought alone. So, for example, I'm going to give you an example now. This is a chair. Think of a chair. Don't imagine the chair. Just think of the thought of a chair. So you have the thought of a chair in your mind. Now, imagine that thought. What form does it have? This is the astral plane. This is the imaginational plane. This is where you imagine things. So when you hold something in the screen of your mind, this is astral matter. You're creating out of astral matter. That's what imagination is. Depending on the vibration of that thought that you are manifesting in your imagination, depends whether it goes to the higher, middle, or lower astral. If it's a high vibrational form, high vibrational thought, you create the higher astral plane. This imagination will go into the higher astral. Or if you think of a chair to murder someone on it with spikes and kill someone on it, it will go to the lower astral plane because it's a lower vibrational thought form manifesting. So you got to use these planes to manifest things, to imagine things. You can manipulate the astral plane through astral projection. This is a very, very deep, this is a very occult teaching of astral projection. And that's going to be taught later on in another course because that's not for everyone. But you can still access the astral plane through imagination. And that is how you pretty much get there. You use your conscious mind to project yourself, your consciousness, your awareness into the astral plane. So if you manipulate these higher planes of existence, you manipulate these lower planes as above, so below. You got to look up. But it all starts in the mind. Use your thoughts correctly. Use your thoughts, use your imagination, use your energy, and this will all combine to manifest something physical. Okay? So use these planes to manipulate this physical world because whatever you do in these planes, you manipulate the lower planes. It's like a mirror. So that is the planes of existence. They all exist inside of you. They're outside of you. That as above, so below, as within, so without. They are everywhere. They are inside of you. They're not separate. They're all aspects of your mind. Lesson six, maintaining the human electromagnetic field, the human energy field. This is an important one, people. You have to understand how this field works. Without this field, you can't pull things to you, you can't attract things. You know, if you the weaker your field, the more prone you are to diseases. The weaker the field, the less manifestation, the less power you have over matter. You have to have a strong field. Okay? This field is very important when it comes to manifesting and pulling things to you, attracting people. Because essentially, this field is a manifestation of your internal state. So your internal state manifests this external field through your, the things you do on a daily basis contribute to this field and how strong it is. So to keep it strong, you have to realize that it's constantly changing based on your environment, the people around you, electrical devices, thoughts, emotions, and the food within the body. Now, every single cell in your body has its own electromagnetic field, has its own magnetic energy. And this magnetic energy can be weakened or strengthened by the food that you are putting in your body. So, therefore, when we eat food that is processed, that is not grown under the sun, made in some sort of lab or manufacturing, wherever, it has no magnetic energy to it. It's vibrating so low that when you consume it, it's going to pull your energy. It's going to lower your frequency, going to lower your mood. It's going to just destroy everything about you. You don't want it in your body. You have to eat raw food as much as uncooked. You need as much uncooked raw food as possible because the cooked food is what kills the magnetic energy in it, kills nutrients as well. But it's based off magnetic energy. They never want to tell you this. They want you focused on nutrients, minerals, but they'll never tell you about the magnetic energy, the etheric energy, about the food. Yes, might have some, nutritious benefits to the body. Flesh might have that. However, the magnetic energy behind it is negatively charged because the magnetic energy never leaves the food. Never. Energy can't be killed, cannot be destroyed. Therefore, the slaughtered animal is running, fear, traumatized, and all this negative energy is stuck within the food, and this is going to lower your vibration and weaken your field. So don't just think about nutrition. Think about magnetic energy. You're an electromagnetic being. So you need to make sure you're eating food that is under the electric sun. When you stand under the sun, you feel that masculine, powerful electrical energy charging you in your body, in your cells. This is why you feel so much better when you're under the sun. It's because it charges you. It charges your body, your cells, your mind, your spirit, everything. It upgrades your DNA. The sun is amazing. You need the food that that grows underneath the sun because the sun crystallizes in the food. You're eating when you eat raw fruit that's grown under the sun, you're eating the sun. You're pretty much eating electrical currents. You're putting that into your body and it's charging your body, charging the cells because the cells produce electricity. Your body is made of water, which, you know, contributes to moving electricity around your body. So your diet is very important when it comes to maintaining the strength of your electromagnetic field because the weaker this field, the less impact you have on manifesting over matter and pulling things to you and magnetically pulling people and, you know, surroundings to you. It's a magnetic field. It pulls things to you. The right people, the right places. So eat fruits and vegetables as much as possible. Grounding, putting your feet in the oil, in the soil or in the earth. This will charge you. The earth is electromagnetic. This will strengthen the field, strengthen your body, strengthen your cells, put electricity in your body. Everything is just amazing when you ground, especially when you're stood under the sun as well. It's a double whammy. So grounding every day is important to keep the strength of your field up. So if you have a very weak field, you're just gonna, you're gonna attract negative people. You can sense it from a mile off. When you see a negative person, you don't even need to know them. You can just sense that they're very negative, very low vibration. You see it on their face, you feel it in their energy. It's it's a no-brainer. Energy doesn't lie. And this is because their field is so depleted because of the food, the thoughts, the emotions. They're so unattached from nature. And this is why it's so important to get back in touch with nature, back in touch with your body. And this will strengthen not only your field, but your mind and emotion will be better. So your diet plays a massive role. Grounding, very important. Proper thinking, being present. Your field is made out of your thoughts as well as your emotions. Being present is a very important one because when you put your mental attention into the future or the past, you're giving energy to it. So when you are in the present, you retain energy. Okay, you don't give energy away by retaining energy by being in the present. Proper thinking. This is a very important one. So thinking is energy, mental energy. Every thought is either, you know, positively impacting you or negatively impacting you. So every negative thought that you think, you need to think three more positive ones to try and counteract and balance this out. And over a long period over periods of time, this will create you to, think positive. And you need positive thinking. You're just dragging yourself down. You're slowing the process of where you want to go in life just by negative thinking alone. You see, your external world it's not actually external. The world is within you. You're not in the world. The external world is within you. So therefore, your mind is like the controller of your external world, because you are a result of your thoughts. Where you are in your life now, where you are right now listening to this, is an effect and a direct manifestation of all the thoughts that you have thinked in the past. Think about that for a minute. You are where you are in life because of the thoughts that you have thinked. I bet you've never realized that. Every thought, every decision has contributed to where you are right now. Therefore, you change your thoughts, further down the line, you change your external world, you change your life. You change the way you think, you change the people around you. It's directly correlated. The mind is a reflection of your external world. So every thought has an emotion attached to it, and the emotion is energy in motion. We've gone over this, which contributes to your electromagnetic field. So your positive emotion is going to strengthen your electromagnetic field. And when this field is stronger, the more impact you have on matter, the more abilities you have to pulling people to you and places. Okay, so your heart knows everything. Your heart knows what is good and what is bad. When you go against the inner guide, the heart's voice, you're actually weakening your field. You're weakening your willpower, you're weakening your mind, you're weakening your electromagnetic field just by going against that inner guide. When you know you're doing something bad, you're not only, mentally going to suffer, you're going to suffer energetically and physically. Because what affects your electromagnetic field affects your body. So do not go against that inner guide. The people around you have a massive effect on your field. So when you interact with someone, there's a balancing out of the frequencies. Every frequency does this. It's called what's it called? Binaural beats. Every frequencies do this. When two frequencies meet, they harmonize and they balance. So if you're vibrating very high and you meet someone who's vibrating very low, when you meet, your vibrations will balance out. So yours will lower and his will rise to counteract, so to balance out. So that person is essentially taking your energy if they're vibrating lower than you. So it's important that you understand and be mindful of the people who are in your surroundings, because they're either taking your energy or giving energy to you and, contributing towards your life. It's so important that you change the people in your life. If you want to heal your body, stop talking to the people or don't chill with them as much if they just want to go out and eat Burger King every day. You see, it's not only physically are they gonna take that, they're gonna have, because their thoughts are in their electromagnetic field. So when you're around these people, you're gaining their thoughts, you're gaining their emotions. And this is why you feel so influenced. The word flu in influence. Because influence is like a flu. It's sticky. The people around are giving you energy, giving you thoughts, giving you emotions. So it's so important you keep clean-hearted people around you and people who contribute towards your life. If not, cut them out. If they're not contributing towards something in your life and you're not contributing something towards theirs, cut them out. Is it going to help you? No, then remove it. It's so important that you stick to this. So the people around you have an effect on your field. And like we say, the lower the field, the less impacts you have on reality. The higher frequency you are, the more wave you are than matter. So I hope you learned a lot from this video. Lesson 4, programming the subconscious mind. This is so important, people. You have to reprogram the programs that are in your mind. Everything is true in the subconscious mind. This is why the ancients had the golden rule: treat others like you want to be treated. Because if I go, like I said in the other video, if I go and call you an idiot, I'm calling my subconscious mind an idiot, which will then telling my subconscious that is what I want. So remember, it is impressed by emotion and repetition. These are the two main ways the subconscious mind is reprogrammed. Repetition. You tie your shoelaces every single day. You know how to do it. You know how to change gear in your car. This is repetition. You have created a program through this repetition. And emotion, the traumatic event that you had when you were young, you can remember that program. You can remember that day like it was today, very, very, very vividly, because of the strong emotion that you felt together. Well, you felt at that point, which then creates a mental program which manifests into your daily basis behavior, thought patterns, and actions. Old habits are programs. This is why you're trying to create your new life. You're trying to break your old habits. The reason why you're not breaking your old habits is because that habit is a program itself, that it has to manifest. It's so hard not for it to manifest because it's part of the mind's. Habit you have is a autopilot program. Therefore, you have to change this programming by accessing the subconscious mind and rewriting these programs through, like I said, repetition and emotion. Repetition and emotion, combining these two methods, will reprogram your subconscious mind. And when is the subconscious mind most accessible? 1 hour when we wake up and just before we go to sleep. Your brain is producing theta waves. It doesn't have to be then when these two are, it doesn't have to be when you wake up or when you go to sleep. You can also create theta waves. So you have to do these every single day as much as you can. Doesn't have to be when you wake up, doesn't have to be before you go to sleep. Whenever you get time or whenever your conscious mind floats over the idea of doing it, do it. Repeat affirmations constantly as much as you can. And I mean every second of the day if you have to. The future does not know the past, it only knows. We are immersed in a vast sea of mind. Everything is mental. When I say everything is mental, you're not, you don't have a mind, you're in a mind. You're in the mind of God now. You're in your own mind. The body is inside of your mind. When you move your body, you're moving your mind. You're moving motion of thought. We are immersed in a vast sea of mind. These thoughts travel through through an expansive mental ether. Mind is the all-encompassing, present everywhere, and interconnected. This is why they teach that God is omnipresent, that He is everywhere at all times and can see everything that happens. This is true because God is you, God is me, God is every piece of God is absolutely everything. There is nothing that is not God because we're all living inside of the mind of God. Just like you know everything that happens inside of your inner world and outer world, It's the same with the mind of God. So we exist in a vast field of thoughts. Thoughts are all around us, and you must tune in to pick up on these thoughts. That's why we call it a mindset. Your mind is like a radio receiver, and you must set your mind to a specific state, and you will receive thoughts based on that state of thought, that vibration of thought, that frequency, that little band of thought. A strong thought has the power to awaken a similar vibration in the minds that are attuned to receive it. Just like a tuning fork sets another into resonance when struck, a focused and potent thought can ripple out, resonating with those whose minds are aligned to the same frequency, creating a connection beyond the physical plane. Like I said, we are all connected on a mental state, on a mental plane. I can think if you have a very powerful mind and a powerful thought, and the way you gain powerful thought is through controlling your mind, having complete control over your mind and consciousness through meditation and years of meditation that comes with controlling every aspect of yourself. When your mind and thoughts are very powerful, you can think of someone and they will text you, they will contact you. Now, this is very deep. Well, it can be used for dark, it can be used for bad, it can be used for good. But we're all connected on a mental level. This is why sometimes you can think of someone and they will text you, or you'll think of someone and they'll appear into your life and we've all had these things happen to us. We all pick up on certain things. Sometimes we pick up thinking, oh, I need to call someone, and you call them and they needed to use to call them because we're all connected on the mental plane. So this is why, you know, thought power and imagination is very, very powerful. When you can hold a thought and an imagination of someone, you can send them thought waves, you can send them energy, you can send them messages telepathically because we all are connected on this vast field of mind. We attract to ourselves the thoughts of others that resonate with the same frequency of thought. A person who is consistently thinking about success naturally draws in others who are thinking in the same way. Because on the mental plane, like attracts like. For example, this is present in your life right now. Your friends, why are you friends with them? Why did you match with them? Why did you gain a connection with them when you first met them? It's because you think alike. You have similar thoughts. Not all of your thoughts are the same, but you are both of your minds, both of your consciousness are tuned in to a specific band of thought. And this is what gained your connection. So by changing the way you think, it's the same with bad, with negative. If you are constantly thinking about drugs, sex, alcohol, going out, clubbing, you will attract these people who will bring you down, and they will do the exact same thing with you. You both bring each other down and kill the fire within. These like-minded individuals will support and uplift each other. You see? So a person who consistently thinks about success naturally draws in the others who are thinking in the same way. These like-minded individuals will support and uplift each other, forming a collective energy that fosters mutual growth and achievement. This is how you truly change your friends. Someone said, I don't know how to make friends. There's something within you that's stopping you, not other people. Don't ever blame other people. It's always your fault. And I'm sorry, like, if this is harsh, it's always your fault. You must change your inner world. You must change yourself. You must change your thoughts, change the way you carry yourself. And once you start to gain confidence and you start to sit in who you are and embrace who you are, you can then meet the correct people. You can then, connect with people. So, if you're not confident, then it's going to project in your body language subconsciously. What you do in darkness will always come into light. Remember this. If you sit there at nighttime playing with your genital area, watching them dirty websites, and you think no one can know, no, everyone knows because it's whole the way you hold yourself is showing this. You're not confident. You can't look people in the eye. You can't stop moving when you talk to people. It's because everything you do in darkness, in that whatever you put into your mind, your subconscious, that is what you will manifest. If you are watching them dirty websites, I could tell if I met you because it will show in the way you carry yourself. It will show in your confidence. It will show in your eye contact. It will show in your energy, your aura. You can't lie about these things. It's body language. You can read people like a book if you know body language and subconscious impressions. Everything you do is molding your mind and molding your energy, molding your aura, your spirit. This is why if you're next to a very powerful person, you can feel their presence because they have a powerful inner world. Their confidence is very high inside of themselves, and you can feel it because it's emanating through their mind, it's emanating through their thoughts, it's emanating through their heart, their energy. So the thinking mind is what attracts every person to you. Every person in your life, every person in your friendship group, these are all reflections of your inner consciousness. These are external manifestations of the way you think. So it's very, very important to control and be mindful of what is entering in your consciousness, not just what you eat. You need to truly observe what is entering in your eyes every day. If you're watching TikTok, what is entering in your eyes? Because what is entering in your eyes, your ears, your mouth, these things are shaping your mind and shaping your consciousness and tuning your mind to a specific way of thinking. If you change what you see, if you remove TikTok for reading books, this will have a dramatic effect on your consciousness, your mind. If you change, you see, everything is mental. That's why we call it an environment, achievement, environment, government. Everything's mental. Your environment is mental. What is around you affects your inner world. If you're in a dirty, unclean, untidy room, this will affect your inner world. Why? You can't think straight if you're in a dirty room. You can't think straight if your room is not fully clean or tidy. When things are tidy, you can think straight. Your room is an external manifestation of your mind. If I walk into your room and it's very messy, there's clothes everywhere, there's rubbish on the floor, this I know that this is an externalization of the way you think. Your mind is a mess if your room is a mess. So by changing your mind, by aligning your mind in a way, like categorizing it and having structure in your inner world, this presents in your outer world. Because like I said, you change your inner world, you change your outer world. So now maybe a lot of people have picked up on, wow, this is true. What do I do to change this? If you truly want to change your inner world, you must learn to sit with yourself and be alone. You must learn how to sit in silence, or not even in silence. You should sit down for an hour every couple of days and just think. This will help your imagination. This will help you reflect on yourself. If you're constantly distracting with external things, with TikTok, uh, Netflix, TV, bills, work, if you're constantly entertaining your mind, entertainment, that's why it's called entertainment, entertain the mind, the mentality. If you are always looking outside of yourself, then how can you ever reflect on your inner world that is projecting your outer world? You can't change your outer world if you don't change your inner world. There's no point trying to change and react to all these physical things that's happening outside of you. Learn to change your inner world first, and your outer world over time will change. Now, when you do start to change, you will go through periods. Once you start locking in on yourself, you will go through periods of uh, not loneliness, but you will outgrow your friends. You will outgrow the people around you. And this is natural for people. If this is natural to people who are truly striving for greatness and striving for, you know, changing themselves and getting out of their old habits. And the way you truly do this is definitely by turning off all technology, sitting with yourself, reflecting, meditating, entering in your mind. Enter within yourself. When you enter within yourself, this is how you truly, truly change. Now, meditation, okay, is very powerful because meditation is the beginning of controlling the ability to think or not. If you gain the ability to turn off thinking, the thinking mind, if you learn how to turn the thinking mind off, you can then learn how to control every thought that you think. It begins with meditation. When you start to meditate every single day, you then gain the ability to turn off the thinking mind. And when you turn off the thinking mind, you can then start to filter out and control what you think. Because some people say they're depressed, but think about it. Like, if you don't think, depression doesn't exist. If you meditate and rise above the thinking mind and enter that Buddhic plane, like I mentioned earlier, okay, if you entered this Buddhic plane by turning off the mental mind, the thinking mind, nothing exists. Your body doesn't exist. Your character, your job, your name, everything you've ever identified yourself with is a part of your thinking mind, which is not you. You are pure, pure consciousness beyond the thinking mind. The thinking mind is your creative aspect of consciousness that creates. However, it's been abused today and we've been manipulated mentally to believe that we are the body, the name, the job, and all these labels. It's not you. So you need to disconnect from your name, your job, your money, your status, your family. Detach from all of this. And when you meditate, rise above the thinking mind, turn off the thinking mind. And when you turn off that thinking mind, you're left with pure awareness. Then you're no longer your body. You're no longer your name. You are I am. You are the I, the all seeing I. And it is when you turn off the thinking mind, other aspects of your consciousness can open up, which can then lead to mystical experiences. It can lead to lucid dreaming. It can lead to astral projection. You can have all sorts of mystical experiences when you turn off the thinking mind. Because the thinking mind it's powerful. Don't get me wrong, but when it's abused, it becomes as a trap. It traps our true self to this character. Okay, so we need to use thoughts for creative things that benefit your life. If you have negative thoughts, what is that doing? It's not doing anything but destroying yourself and destroying your mental space. So that's it for the lecture, to be honest. I have nothing more to say. If you have any questions, make sure to drop some questions in and we'll be answering some questions. This, if you want to watch this live again, you'd have to join the university. This will be posted in the university. So, yeah, we always Do you need IG to join the affiliate program? Well, how are you going to advertise it? You can use TikTok and Instagram. How can we change the self-image? Hold on, sorry. How do we change the self-image? What do you mean by that? Changing the way you think about yourselves? Can you read somebody's mind? I can't read someone's mind, but what I understand is that your body, your 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 surroundings is an externalization of your mind. So if I meet you and you look, if you're overweight, I instantly know that inside of you, you lack discipline, you lack motivation, and you lack self control. Uh, if I walk into your room and I see a mess, I instantly see that you lack discipline, you lack your this is just an externalization of yourself. If you don't look after your body, then your mind is not in the right space. So you can read people's minds by looking at their manifestations. That's why the Bible says you shall know them by their fruits. Uh, yeah, emotions and thoughts create reality. Yeah, emotions is more about the heart, and in this lecture we're talking mainly about thoughts. But yeah, emotions are very powerful also. Emotions are like the driver behind your actions. Can we get unedited versions of your posts? Yes, if you join the affiliate program and you go to the what's it called? There's like a little section when you log in where you can access the Dropbox. You mentioned in the past. I mean, you can smoke on a full moon. Okay, so you mentioned in the past that it's bad to smoke herb when it is a full moon. My question is why, even if you do it with a positive intention, you can do it. Now, don't get me wrong, like the subconscious is wide open on a full moon. Your subconscious is wide open on a full moon. This is why there are lunatics come out and crazy people start to go a bit crazy when it's a full moon because your subconscious is where all of your hidden emotions are and all of your hidden aspects of yourself. And when it's a full moon, it's very open. So all of your hidden aspects of your mind are starting to come to surface and come to light. What is it? What is in darkness comes to light. So just be careful when you smoke it, when you alter your consciousness. A lot of the ancients never used to eat, they always fasted on a full moon. So when you smoke on a full moon, you're altering your consciousness. So I just personally wouldn't advise to alter your consciousness on a full moon. You want to keep yourself pure. How to see and focus on things in my mind. I can't see it properly, always changing. There is no light and color. You need to learn how to like meditate. When you meditate, and you must start just doing it every day, like sitting down for an hour and imagine things or daydreaming. Daydreaming is very good for you. When you daydream, you're practicing your imagination. And imagination is a very powerful. I magi nation. I magic nation. You are a magician. Every single one of you is a magician. You bring thought into physical existence. That's magic. Did you not realize? When I imagine tearing the sheet of paper and I can feel it, is that the etheric plane? Yes, that's the etheric plane. It's like the energy. It's like any, how do I explain the etheric plane? It's like a blueprint behind every object. Every object is made out of this energetic substance called ether. I learned to control my mind more accurately, my thoughts. My mind is empty. What should my next steps be in self-improvement? Thank you. Uh, so you've learned how to control the mind accurately with my thoughts. My mind is empty. What's next in your self-improvement? The answer for that is, within yourself. Every single one of us knows what we should do next, what we should improve on, what other aspects of your life. Now, I'm not telling you to sit around and meditate all day and astral project all day long because you're physical for a reason. You need to balance these things. You need to balance your mind, your body, and your spirit. And essentially, you don't want to focus on aligning your body and aligning your spirit because all of these are products of the mind. So just keep working on nailing down every single aspect of your mind, controlling every bit of your consciousness. Do you still have these little triggers within you that make you do these bad things or these bad habits that you have? Work on really nailing down on every aspect of your consciousness and truly aiming to disregard any negative mental faculties. And that is when you can truly perceive who you are. When you gain mental control and control of it, when you gain self mastery, that's how you perceive truth properly and perceive who you are and perceive God and perceive the world properly. You can't truly perceive it and see it. Like the things I'm saying to you are coming from my state of consciousness and my understanding. But it won't be the same understanding when it enters your consciousness. I can only tell you the way you must raise yourself up. And what do you think about a K-hole meditation? I've never done a K-hole meditation. So yeah, someone asked me what next should they do. Just focus on every aspect of yourself, like physically start working out. This also helps. Just get yourself in the best way possible. That's the most important thing. Can I live and experience a heightened state of consciousness daily? It's you don't become right. So there is no like end goal. Well, there is an end goal of perfection, but your conscious. If you watch my previous YouTube video, there is no ultimate state of consciousness. Your consciousness is always evoluting and changing. However, what I'm teaching you is to get out of this animal way of thinking, this animalistic state of consciousness that we've been programmed into. Drinking, smoking, lusting. If you are lusting and eating all the time and doing whatever your body tells you to do instantly, that's hell. You're living in hell. Like, if you can't control your body and you're just giving in to all of these internal desires of lust and food, drinking, getting drunk, and all of this stuff, if you're giving into this, that is hell. That's a hell state of consciousness. That's what you must get rid of. And when you get rid of and detach from all of these things, you start to save all of this mental energy that you wasted on the negative things, the bad habits, and you can redirect it into other aspects of your life. Redirect it into achieving something. Yes, I understand this, but for example, when I am working, I can generate a state of elevated consciousness. I have experienced it. Yeah, but you don't have to, if you're in a job you don't like, you don't have to hate it. It's your choice that you hate it. And don't get me wrong, it's not fun, it's not easy, but you have the choice to feel bliss. You have the choice to raise your consciousness. Can you give us an example of a morning affirmation so we can reprogram our minds for better? Visualization. I wake up and for half an hour every morning, I wake up and I visualize my day and I visualize myself absolutely crushing every single task. So don't visualize the end goal. Don't visualize whatever you want. Visualize you doing the hard work. Visualize you crushing the tasks that can take you to that end goal. I brought volume 2 for Chile. I'm excited to read it. Yes, it's honestly, I cannot wait for people like to get back to me and tell me their thoughts on the book. I've had obviously the translators have read it before anyone, and they just text me saying, like, it's just absolutely mind blowing. The level of detail it goes into is crazy. Can't find my mouse. Where's my mouse? Oh. I need the previous session recording in Telegram. You can't get it. It's only in the. It's only on inside the university. Why not focus on the end result? Don't get me wrong. Yeah, you can visualize the end result. Okay, you can do that. But what's more effective is you visualizing crushing whatever you need to do to get to that end result. If you, right, let's say you want financial freedom or you want £1 million. Let's say you want this. If you, instead of visualizing the £1 million, visualize you working 11 hours a day and absolutely destroying your tasks. Visualize you going viral and gaining millions of views. Visualize this, because once you visualize the little steps and you crushing the little steps, this is what contributes towards that end goal. If right, the reason why I visualize every morning for half an hour of me crushing the tasks that I need to do is because when I get to that task, my subconscious mind already believes I've already crushed it. Therefore, I'm going to put in everything. It's going to make that subconscious impression a reality. That's the power. In my meditations, I've experienced a change in my muscles. Is it real? I have imagined getting stronger and I think it works. It does work. It does. That works. Guaranteed. Notice there's a study on this, there's a video on this. There's a video of a guy who has a person next to him, and he told the person to think about something very sad. And the other guy told him to put his arm out in front of him. The other guy pushed down on his arm and he easily did it because when you think it's negatively, it makes the body weaker. But then he told the person to think of something very positive and feel it as if it was there and feel a very amazing emotion. And when the guy tried to move his arm and push it down, he couldn't move it. Your thought holds significant power over your body. Why? Look at this graph. Look at this image. Study this image. Mind is one of the highest planes. What you think in the mind is affecting your imagination, is affecting your etheric plane, affecting your physical form. It's mind over matter. So if you believe you are stronger, your body will be stronger. If every single one of us believe, if every person in the world sat there and believed that, I don't know, if we believed something would happen, it would happen. Why? Because the world is an effect of mind. And when you truly understand this, this is why we've had a fall in consciousness. There is no limitation in your mind. You can think of absolutely anything. There is nothing impossible to think about. Nothing. Deep that for a minute. Your mind has infinite possibilities, infinite realms of expansion. It can go into it can expand infinitely forever and ever and ever and ever. It can't get filled. The mind can't get filled with information. Why? Because it's not physical. It doesn't have space. There's no space in these higher planes of consciousness. There's only space down here in physical. There's time, matter, and space in the physical world. But mind, there's no time, there's no space, there's no matter. That's why the mind can go forwards, it can project itself forwards in time through visualization, and it can go backwards in time through memory. Can your body do that? No, your body can't go forwards and backwards in time because it exists in time, but the mind does not. It has no limitation. It can expand infinitely. And if you want to know more on that, watch the recent YouTube video about expansion of consciousness, the evolution of consciousness. Your consciousness is always evoluting. The way you are now, your mind will leave this body and it will expand and it will evolve into a new being. I have access to official uncensored GPT-4.0 and working on collecting all deep and occult knowledge from AI and I process it gradually. How can I contact you? Contact me on Telegram or DM Instagram. Is it correct to feel the brain and the heart united in meditation? Yes, this is a meditation where you are uniting thought and emotion. They must be united. Very, very important. If one is led by his emotions, he will create illusions. If one is only led by his intellect, he will create illusions. It is only when the male and the female come into one, when the thought and emotion combine, you can perceive truth. Do you explain this information to your family? No, because even if I did, they don't have the eye to see. You people have the eye to see. You have the inner consciousness. You have the mind to see it. You don't see with your two eyes. You look with your two eyes. You look with the two physical eyes, but what you see is coming from the mind, the perception. They don't have the perception for it, unfortunately. Even if they read the book. Any more questions? What are your thoughts on numerology as opposed to astrology? Uh, Astrology is definitely powerful, and numerology definitely. They represent aspects of your consciousness. So do numbers. Numbers are internal. Numbers and the planets are inside of you. But I wouldn't focus on anything external. Being seeing 1111. Okay. But I can't tell you what that means. Only you know. Only you know. The inner world knows. Book two in German. Yes, the German volume two is available. You can get it on my website. How can I make the most of my meditations during the full moon? Visualization. The full moon is when your subconscious is wide open. So this is why they do rituals, magic rituals on full moons, because rituals, everything to do with ritual is to do with implanting messages within your own subconscious. That's why they use symbols. So if I get a picture up of like rituals, like magic rituals, why are they always using symbols? Which I found a good image. Okay. So you know when you see people, well, you see like like films of people doing magic and they all use these magic symbols and stuff like that. Well, do you see this? How there's like symbols. Why is there symbols? It's because your subconscious picks up symbols more than letters or words. So when you use symbols, you're referring, well, for example, the letter P. You see this letter here, the letter P, this letter here. See how it's just a P? It's a line and a curve. But inside of your mind, your eyes looking at that line and a P, that line and a curve, it triggers thoughts that associate within your consciousness that associate thought with that symbol, with that P. So letters are symbols. Everything's a symbol. So when you look at the word, the letter P, why is it a P? It's because it's triggering thoughts that you think that are associated with that sigil, with that logo, with that symbol. So when you use magic, you give mental attention to a symbol, mental meaning, mental thoughts to a symbol, and you charge that symbol and give it meaning. And when you do rituals over it, you're impressing this symbol, this meaning into your subconscious. And when you impress this meaning or whatever you want into physical reality, into your subconscious, the subconscious then works into bringing it into a physical reality. So the subconscious is what brings things into existence. That's why magic is all to do with reprogramming your subconscious. Like, so when it's in a full moon, your subconscious is wide open. That's why they always right. So Diddy, who we all know about the Diddy situation. It's not about Diddy. You don't have no clue what these people are doing to you. They're over sexualizing you. Why? How? How are they doing this? Think about it. Diddy was arrested on a full moon when your subconscious mind was wide open. And on the full moon, they released a statement about Diddy saying sex trafficking or whatever it was. It wasn't sex trafficking, whatever it was. I don't even pay attention to it. What that is doing, you see how everyone's starting talking about this now? Everyone starts talking about it and repeating the word sex, 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 sex. What this is doing is implanting the word sex within your subconscious and making you become over sexual. It's not about Diddy. It's about the words, the association of the ritual. They're implanting sexual messages within your mind. That's why do you think Andrew Tate got done with sex? Why do you think all of these famous people are coming out on the news with sex? Because they're over sexualizing you. Why? Why are they over sexualizing you? It's because your sexual energy is the sacred life force that gives you power, and they need you to release it. So by planting sexual messages within your subconscious, your mind subconsciously is thinking about sex. And when you get into bed at night, you end up releasing. And the whole world is doing this. For example, you're walking down a street in the morning and you see a McDonald's sign. That sign enters your subconscious in the morning because you're in the morning, your subconscious is wide open. By 5 o'clock that day, guaranteed you'll have a thought about a McDonald's. Why? It's because that sigil of the M, the yellow M, entered your subconscious, triggered the thought patterns of McDonald's and the food and the sensation and the feeling of eating that food. And by 5 o'clock that day, the subconscious tries to bring it into a reality. That's the power of the subconscious. So they're implanting messages within your mind. It's all a mental state. It's all to do with the mind. Probably going to get killed telling you this stuff, but this stuff is very deep. Uh, but this is what they're doing. It's literally like a what's it called? It's like they're experimenting on us, people. It's like they're experimenting on the human mind and trying to figure it out. Well, they already know what it is anyway. These people are heavy, heavy occultists. Heavy occultists. They know everything of consciousness, how it works, and they use it against you in the form of marketing or advertisement, government. Anyways, that's a bit deep. What are your thoughts on the simulation theory? Vedic texts refer to the Maya as a delusion. Yeah, uh, it's not a simulation. It's the whole universe is thought, is universal mind. Thought creates physical reality. This is what we're looking at here. This whole thing here is how thought creates physical existence. Everything begins as thought, then it goes to imagination, and it goes to energy, and then goes to a physical reality. So essentially, the physical world, this physical plane down here, let's turn up the thickness. How can I turn up the thickness on this thing? There you go. So this physical plane down here is a simulation of thought. It's the effect of thinking mind. So yes, this world down here, where we are, well, where your body is an effect. It's a simulation of thought. It's a physical effect of thought. It's a an illusion created by the thought, the thinking mind. God is the thinking mind. God is this image here is God's thought manifesting down. The eye, what's the eye? This represents intelligence. This represents observing. So, yes, the physical world is an illusion. Correct. So, whatever we think, we create on our own path, our own destiny. Yes. Yeah. We're all right. So, think of it like the source consciousness, and we're all down here. We're all on individual paths to reach back to source consciousness. We're all on our own little spiritual journey. There's one truth, one God, one consciousness, but there are many ways to reach it. How to take more action? Take action. Just do it. You just got to do it. Get off your phone. Get off TikTok. Uh, do you need help on your work? At the moment, there's currently I'm okay, but I appreciate the offer. If I ever do need that, I'll keep you in mind, definitely. What's your zodiac? I am a Scorpio, November 18th. I'm a life path 6. My sun is in Gemini. Right. So when you read the volume 2, you're going to learn about esoteric astrology. You're going to learn the true astrology, the internal astrology. You are the sun. The sun you see in the sky, that's your consciousness. That's you. And you are all of the signs. And they represent different aspects of your consciousness. There are 4 cardinal signs. What's that? You have Scorpio, you have Taurus, you have what's my mind's gone completely blank. Leo and Aquarius. There are the 4 cardinal signs. Now, what are the elements associated with that sign? Taurus is earth. Scorpio is water. Aquarius is air. And Leo is fire. So you have four cardinal signs, you have four physical elements, and you have four bodies of consciousness: physical, emotional, spiritual, and mental. Air is the mind, Aquarius. Fire is Leo, spirit. What are the other ones? Water is Scorpio, emotions. Taurus is earth, the physical body. There are four seasons. Why are there four seasons? Because they represent the four bodies of consciousness: winter, emotion, water; fire, summer, spirit. You see? So, as above, so below. The sun is you, and it goes into four seasons, which represent the four bodies of your consciousness. That's very deep. That's very deep esoteric. And that's why there are four gospels, because in each gospel of the Bible depicts Jesus according to his body of consciousness. So in Leo, which is Matthew, look, I'll show you. This will absolutely blow your mind. Wait till you read the Book of Wisdom, Volume 2. You'll learn about this. How do I get this now? The four Gospels. Ancient painting. Here you go. Look. The ancients knew this. Yeah. Look. You see how there's always four of them? But what's next to them? A lion, an eagle, a bull, and a man. Aquarius, Taurus, Scorpio, and Leo, which is the spirit, which is the body. No, sorry. Aquarius is air, which is the mind. Earth, Taurus, the body. And Scorpio, water, which is emotion. Four bodies of consciousness. So when Jesus is in the Bible, each one of these gospels, so in this gospel, it depicts Jesus as an emotional person. This is when he turns water into wine. This gospel depicts Jesus as a spiritual teacher. This gospel depicts Jesus as a mental and a communicative, intellectual person. You see? So Jesus is you, the sun in the sky, the light of the world, the Son of God. It's you. And there are four seasons which represent your four bodies of consciousness. So, so deep. So deep stuff. A lot of people don't know that. And that's a very hidden code within the Bible that not many people know about. That's a deep hidden code. Any more questions? I don't know much about like numbers and numerology, to be honest with you. Nine is to do with human consciousness. Yes, that's correct. That's why how many people were taken up to heaven in the Bible? 144 represents nine. 666 adds up to what? Nine. It's all to do with consciousness. 666 is the mark of the beast. The beast is nine. The beast is a lower state of consciousness. 144,000 go to heaven. It's to do with consciousness. How many fish did Jesus catch? He caught 153 fish, which adds up to nine, represents consciousness. Nine's the last number before it goes back to 0 and 1. The binary code, which is the male penis and the female vagina. 0 and 1, which is what? Torus field, the hyperboloid and the field. What to expect on a mushroom trip? An externalization of your mind and thoughts. So whatever you see is essentially manifesting from your thought. If you have a very negative mind space and you go and take mushrooms, you're going to have a horrible trip. But if you have a good mind space, you'll have an amazing trip. So it's always good to meditate before you do these things. It's always good to, control yourself. Mushrooms just they're given to us on purpose to expand our consciousness. I'll show you. Look at this. Type in on Google Jesus paintings, ancient mushrooms. Look at all these old paintings of Jesus with mushrooms. Look at that. Early Christian artwork of mushrooms. There's the tree of life and good and evil. Adam, Eve, and mushrooms. And the snake. This one. These are very old paintings as well. Look at this. You can't tell me they're not mushrooms. Recently started reading the Emerald Tablets. Absolutely amazing book. That is the book. That's how I got my name. Revival of Wisdom. It's in the book. I was reading it and I seen Revival of Wisdom. I was like, that's the name. I'm going to use that. That book truly woken me up. It's about evolution of consciousness. He's telling you how to raise your consciousness, how to free your mind from the body, how to. It's basically talking about the evolution of consciousness and how you will move on from this human experience to a greater, higher intelligent being. And Thoth represents like, hold on. Yeah, so Thoth like represents your consciousness. The emerald tablet is your heart, the emerald chakra. Everything in that book is symbolic, all written in code. What's the name of the book? Emerald Tablets of Thoth by M. Doriel. Supposedly, it's an ancient text created by Thoth, but I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not. No one really knows if it's actually true. But whether it is or not, it's a very, very deep, occult, esoteric, encoded text. And whoever wrote it was highly, highly advanced consciously. Because that book opened my mind to so much. Serpent Rising. Yeah, that's a very good book. So, anyways, I'm gonna love and leave you all here. If you want to rewatch this live, make sure to join the university. If you go to the Telegram, literally one message above the link, there is a link to the Ethereal University, and you can join there. This whole video will be posted there, and you can rewatch it. I've gone over some great stuff. I enjoy doing these and answering your questions. Take advantage as much as possible. Remember that self mastery and knowledge is the only thing that counts when you leave this physical body. What you know and what you gain. That is it. You can't take your money. You can't take your body. You can only take your mind and what you know, your consciousness. It's the only thing you can take. So, with that being said, that's why knowledge is priceless. You can't put a thing on this. I have difficulty shopping. Oh, Hopefully, in the future, I'm going to release the PDF because I know a lot of people can't get the PDF, which is annoying. But there's so many people out there stealing my work and trying to sell it, and it's just causing nightmares. So I decided not to release the PDF, unfortunately. But hopefully, one day I might get it on Amazon, and then everyone can get it. Do you think there are other humans in the other parts of the universe? Space doesn't exist. Space isn't real. There are consciousnesses, there is entities beyond our own, which are very highly advanced that our minds can't comprehend how advanced they are. Because your consciousness will move on from this experience and it will become an intelligent being. So if any of you have ever done DMT, then you've probably met these beings where they're very advanced beings and they know everything about you. What about beyond the ice walls? Yes, I reckon there is. I think there is. It's got to be. I think the Earth is way bigger than what we think. Absolutely massive. I think we're only being kept on a certain amount of islands. Yeah. Have an amazing day. I'll see you all inside of are the hardcovers book with your signature? Yes, there's a signature on the first or second page of the exclusive hardcover. And there's an extra piece of text you can read where I give you the secrets to life. Anyways, thank you all. Have an amazing day and night wherever you are. Look after yourselves.
Recording stopped.
Once it's in the subconscious, once you have this deep new program of you feeling wealthy or uh feeling healthy or wealthy or healed, it has to manifest. Because what happens? The programs are manifesting 90% of your daily basis behavior. So if you create a program where you already feel like money is rolling in more than ever, or you are healed, that will manifest into 90% of your thought patterns, 90% of your actions, and 90% of your daily basis behavior. And it will be subconsciously. You won't even know you are acting upon this program because it's in the automatic system of your mind. This is how powerful this is. So if you create a program on, let's say you want to be financially free and you've created a program, a memory, a paradigm, because you've been saying these affirmations and you've been thinking and feeling about this desired reality, guess what? You will be taking action according to that program. You will think the thoughts. You will do the things that person does of that reality. And you won't even know. This is how powerful it is. You have to do this. Mirrors are very, 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 very powerful. You have to stay aware of what you're thinking, feeling into a mirror because it's a direct reflection. Be very careful what you're saying to mirrors and never ever say anything negative into a mirror. Okay. Meditation. Find a comfortable position. Close your eyes. Breathe deeply in through the nose until your lungs are full. Then exhale slowly out through the mouth, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Bring all of your attention to the present moment and lose track of thoughts, environment, stress if you're trying to fall asleep, as if you're trying to fall asleep. So, if a thought, because this will happen, thoughts will appear, then you just have to remove it. Thoughts will keep trying to appear into your conscious mind when you're trying to meditate. Bring your awareness to the present moment, and if a thought comes, remove it. And this will keep happening. Thoughts or little words or little voice will come, just remove it. Keep removing it. And once you repeat this process, you'll gain a meditative state, a sleepish state. Your body become relaxed. The body will start to sleep, but your mind will be aware. Your conscious mind will be aware. Now bring all of your attention to the emotion you would feel as if you've got what you wanted. Feel that reality that you have, that you wanted. Feel the financial free, the freeness. Feel it. Feel as if you've already got it. Feel as if there is millions in the bank. Feel as if you are healed. Feel as if you are running around happy. Or whatever emotion it is of that desired reality that you want. Use your will to hold this emotional state. Like I said, the will is so important. You have to work on your will and imagination. They are very important. Use your will to hold this emotional state. Now you have to bring in your imagination, which is another higher faculty you need to work on. Imagine yourself being the person you want to become. What would you be wearing? Where are you? What would you look like? What would you smell like? Imagine, if you want to become financially free, imagine you are on a beach. Imagine you had the financial freedom. You had the freedom of traveling around the world. What would that feel like? Imagine the place you'd be. Imagine what you'd be wearing. Feel the emotion, your emotional state, and imagine it. Hold this thought and emotion for as long as you can and experience the life you want. And I'm telling you, you do this over and over and over, combining this with the affirmations on a daily basis. I promise you, you will reprogram the subconscious mind that deeply. Your life will change. Not only your life, it will start to steep into your emotions. It will creep on your actions, sorry, not your emotions. This program will creep onto your actions and you won't even know you're acting according to this program that you've created. And before you know it, you're working this hard towards this life, it will show up in your life. But like I said, cause and effect. You have to take action on this program. You have to take action on these thoughts on towards your goals. You can't sit around meditating and affirmating every day. But I promise something will happen to trigger this program. You will make the right decision. You will go the right place at the right time and meet someone, or you will have a conversation with someone and something will pop up in your mind and you can just, that is it. Your life will change. This is so important. Affirmations and meditation on a daily basis will reprogram your subconscious mind. You can heal, you can manifest, you can attract, you can do whatever you want. You can get rid of depression like this, anything you want. Tell your subconscious mind you already have it. The stronger the emotion you feel, the more impact it's going to have in your subconscious. You have to do this, people. This is a very, very, very important part of manifesting is the subconscious mind. Thank you all. Lesson 7, frequency, vibration, and the law of attraction. This is so important. All of these lessons are important. So get your notepads out, take down some notes because this one is a major one. So, like we said before, everything is vibration. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency. Everything is made out of light. Light is vibrating at a certain frequency. And within the realms of energy, the way how it works is that you attract what you put out. So you are what you eat. You are what you think. Whatever you put out is what you are going to get back. So it's like praying. If you pray from a place of negativity and suffering, you will get more back. You have to believe and become the frequency of what you want. Everything. Lesson two, planes of existence. These planes are all aspects of your mind. Lesson seven, frequency, vibration, and the law of attraction. This is so important. All of these lessons are important. So get your notepads out, take down some notes because this one is a major one. So, like we said before, everything is vibration. Everything is a vibration. Everything is a frequency. Everything is made out of light. Light is vibrating at a certain frequency. And within the realms of energy, the way how it works is that you attract what you put out. So you are what you eat. You are what you think. Whatever you put out is what you are going to get back. So it's like praying. If you pray from a place of negativity and suffering, you will get more back. You have to believe and become the frequency of what you want. Everything you already want exists as a state of frequency. Think about that. The thing that you want is a thought. Everything is a thought. Everything exists as a thought. What you want is a specific frequency. And you can experience that frequency before you even have it, before you even achieve it. You can become one with that frequency, with your mind and emotions. And this is the power of your mind. The power of your mind is that it can tune itself to anything, anything. So you can tap into the frequency mentally and emotionally before you have something. And this is how you become the frequency and attract it to you. Like I said, whatever energy you put out, you get back. So if you become that frequency, you're going to influence magnetic fields, which is magic, mag. You're influencing magnetic fields, which is magic, through frequency, through thoughts and emotion. Your present results are a reflection of your vibration. You only attract what you are. Everyone in your external world is a result of your vibration, and your vibration is a result of your thoughts and emotions. The people around you are on a similar vibrational wavelength as you. So if you meet someone, for example, you walk down the street and you meet someone, and you're two complete opposite people, you're not going to resonate with that person. Why? Because his mindset and your mind are resonating on two different frequencies, so opposite that you cannot clash together. You can't come together. You might not hate that person. His ideology, his thoughts, his beliefs, his loves and things he does, things he likes is all a frequency in his mind. And your mind is the complete opposite. Therefore, you will not become one with that person. The people around you have similar interests, similar likes, similar things to you, and that is a frequency in the realm of your mind. Everything began in the mind. It mirrors reality. I've told you this many times. So if you look at this room, everything you see in this room did not just appear there physically. It began in someone's mind. Someone thought of the lampshade. Someone thought of this design. Someone thought of this design of the sofa. And then someone thought to place it there. So everything is a result of mind. Mind is the first cause of everything. You're going to hear this a lot in this course because it's so true. Your life is a result of your mind. Your mind is your biggest tool. It's an infinite, limitless tool that you can use to manifest anything you want in your life. All you have to do is fill your mind with what you want. Tunnel vision. You have to fill your mind with what you desire and what you want, and it will come true. If you think and feel, if you believe it, if you fill your mind with belief and just that one thing, it will come true. It has to, because your life is a result of your thoughts. So everything you see in this room is all a manifestation of someone's invisible mind. Out of darkness comes the light. Your mind's the darkness, the physical realm's the light. You manifest things out of the darkness into the light. You see? So everything is a state of vibration, and we can tap into these vibrations through the mind. You control your mind, you control your reality. And this is all to do with vibration, the law of attraction. Because when you become frequencies, you attract that frequency back. This is how it all works. If you become a certain emotion, you're going to attract certain people around you that are on that vibration. Okay. Your mind is like a radio. You tune into different frequencies. Okay. You attract what you come one with. Whatever you become one with, that is what you attract. That is what you become. So it's important to keep your mind on high frequencies, to keep your emotions on high frequencies, on elevated states of emotion, elevated people, elevated thoughts. Because whatever you think and whatever you feel, you're becoming that vibration. And that is what will come to you. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be talking about dopamine and how dopamine is ruining your life and what it is and how it's triggered. So, first of all, everything in this matrix that we live in, everything in this system is specifically designed to trigger your dopamine. Now, the people who are running this matrix understand the human body, they understand the mind, they understand how your body functions on the deepest levels. So these phones, these apps, everything you can see in this matrix was designed by very, very, very intelligent, illuminated people who understand how these functions work within the brain. And they are using this against you, okay, to keep you a slave to the system. So what you must understand that there are three major glands in the brain. You have the thalamus, the pineal, and the pituitary gland. The pineal represents the masculine, the pituitary represents the female, the sun and the moon. Now, the pineal gland is an organ situated inside of the brain that secretes melatonin, serotonin, and dimethyltryptamine. So essentially, the hypothalamus, or the thalamus, is what releases dopamine. Okay, so dopamine is produced in the brain, and it is basically the body's reward system. And the matrix, or everything you see around you, is designed to trigger and overstimulate your dopamine and trigger your body's reward system. Okay. So dopamine triggers the brain's reward system. So starting with your phone is the biggest dopamine hitter ever. And it is basically the enslavement of your mind. You see, your phone is a digital footprint of your mind. That's why it's called an iPhone. The I is the inner I within you, your consciousness, your mind. And that mind of yours is now being digitally tracked of every thought you think, you're manifesting into that phone. Okay. And it's tracking your mind. And this is how AI has been created. They did not create AI. AI is an artificial intelligence created by us because we have fed our minds into these digital phones, which has recorded how our minds work, which has then they have put together to create algorithms to create an artificial consciousness, which is AI. Anyways, that's another video that we can go into. Your phone is a destroying you. It's actually destroying your mental health. So you have notifications, all of the apps, all of the notifications, all there's so much going on. There's so many bright colors on the screen. The brightness is very high. There's blue light coming off it. You have thousands of different apps, thousands of different notifications coming through. All of these notifications are making you feel on a subconscious level that you are needed. Okay. And it releases dopamine within your brain. That's why these phones are so addictive, because they are triggering your brain's reward system, and your body thinks that you are doing something good. And this dopamine within you it makes you feel really good. Okay. Likes on your post, on your Instagram post, every time you get a like, every time you like a post, every time you hear music, is releasing dopamine within your brain. Information. So every reel that you are scrolling is releasing dopamine. And this is why a lot of people are getting depressed. It's because their dopamine is so high that when they get off their phone, they can't enjoy their life because their phone is giving them rewards of doing nothing, of sitting there on your phone, is giving your brain rewards, and it's tricking your body and mind that you are doing something good. Okay. Talking, talking about your dreams. So let's say you want to become a millionaire, and I go to my friends and go and tell them all, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and I'm doing this and I'm doing that to become a millionaire. That actually releases dopamine in your brain when you're telling people this. This is why you feel so good when you're talking about yourself. Try and always put the focus on other people. That's another social tip, actually. When you are talking to people, the secret to communication is to get them talk about themselves because it releases dopamine in their brain. And this way, by getting people to talk about themselves, it's a great way to open up with people and gain connections and gain great communication skills, because people have never ending words talking about themselves. So never talk about your dreams to people. Never talk about what you're going to do or what you want to do, because this will release dopamine in your brain, telling you that you have already achieved this goal when you haven't even got it. So what it's actually doing, it's tricking your brain, thinking that you've already got the dream, the £1,000,000, and you're less likely to go and get it after that because your brain already thinks it's got it. And your subconscious mind takes every word you think, every word you say, literally. It takes everything you say like as truth. Okay. It's very important so that you don't, talk about your dreams to people. Sugar is a drug. Did you know if sugar uh, was illegal, it'd be a class A drug. It would be a class A drug. It's so addictive. It activates the brain's reward system, dopamine. That's why it's so addictive, because every time you eat this poison, it is fruit sugar is not poison. That's very good. It has fructose, and your body runs off the energy of fructose. However, this sugar, this artificial sugar, is destroying you because it's making you feel like you're doing something good. And that's why it feels so amazing. That's why it's so addictive. That's why sweets and chocolate are so addictive, because there's so much sugar in this stuff. It's activating the brain's reward system, making you become addicted. Masturbation is the worst one ever. So look at the matrix from my point of view now. You have sugar in every piece of food. You have free websites for porn to see any woman or male that you want to see. You could see the most, stunning girl on there, At the click of your fingers, you can get that for free. Okay. So when something is free, you are the product. You have to understand that you are the product. What are they gaining out of you if they are giving something for free? First of all, they're gaining your information, your IP address, and stuff like that. And they're getting you weak because releasing dopamine, orgasms are the best feeling a human can feel, or any living being can feel. An orgasm is the best feel. There's nothing that can top an orgasm unless you're taking synthetic drugs like heroin or something like that. But orgasms are the best natural way to get the most amount of dopamine in your brain, in your body. That's why it feels so good when you orgasm. So if you are doing this on a daily basis, it releases so much dopamine in your brain, like, and I mean like so much. You you what? How can you enjoy little things in life? This is why a lot of people are so careless because they're scrolling their minds away silly on their phone, which is releasing dopamine. Then they go and eat some sugar, which is more dopamine. Then at night time, they're logging onto porn and getting a load of more dopamine. You see, everything is triggering the brain reward system in this matrix, and it's keeping you lazy. It keeps you lazy when your bodies feel like it's doing something good, but the eating and masturbation, it's destroying your motivation. You can't function in a world. You can't do it. Okay. How can you enjoy life and little things? Like I don't know an example. For example, just in nature. If you're walking through a woods, how are you going to enjoy that when at the tip of your fingers you're going to go home and destroy yourself silly on these dirty websites, getting the most amount of dopamine ever. This is why it's so sacred. Sacred. We should not be releasing. You should never be releasing unless you're creating a baby. And that is that simple. And to anyone who says that is unhealthy, they are wrong. You should not release. That fluid inside of you can create a whole other human being. Think of how powerful that is. That little fluid of that inside of you it carries every single mineral, every single vitamin to create a whole new human being. And you are just going to go waste it. And that's why it feels so good when you get rid of it. But it's actually killing a part of you every time you get rid of it. Because when that fluid is inside of you, instead of wasting it outside of you, that sacred body's fluid is actually vitalizing all of your cells and nourishing your body. Okay. So you have to get into retention. It's the best way you can gain power and gain confidence and gain your life spark again. Because it's killing you, people. It's killing you, people. Everything, like I said, everything in this matrix is designed for dopamine. It's all triggering the brain's reward system. So it keeps you lazy and on your ass scrolling on your phone. So we'd have to do dopamine detoxes, a phone detox, caffeine detox. Caffeine releases dopamine in the brain. Another one, everyone drinks caffeine. So they wake up, they drink caffeine, dopamine. Then they have sugar in there, which is more dopamine. Then they scroll on their phone, which is more dopamine. They watch the TV, it's more dopamine. Everything's dopamine. And I mean everything in this matrix. You can't enjoy the little things. Okay. Exercise. And so instead of doing these things, instead of having all this dopamine, you need to go on a detox. Okay. You want to exercise. This is natural dopamine. You want to activate the brain's reward system when you have earned it by running or not eating all day, then eating at the end of the day. This is natural dopamine. If you're eating all day, then you have no drive, you have no motivation. This is why I keep myself hungry whilst I work through the day, because it gives me that drive. Okay. Meditate, drink natural water. Goal setting. This is the most important. It gives you drive. It helps you gain focus. It gives you that straight path when you are getting rid of this dopamine. So I advise every single one of you, turn off your phone, turn off TVs, anything that gives you pleasure, and I mean anything, food, like your phone, TV, notifications. What else have we got? Gaming. Get rid of it all. Music. Music is another one that gives you dopamine. Talking about your goals. Get rid of all of this. Do a dopamine detox. This will definitely help you in your life, help you gain mental clarity. It will give you a perspective that you've probably never seen before, and yourself that you've probably never seen before. And it's another way to grow and elevate your mind and grow in life. Hello, people. Today we're going to be talking about the secrets of liquid oxygen.